What is going on, guys? It is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about the crap shit shoot that is the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Got just done watching it about a half hour ago and just still trying to reflect this pay-per-view. It was not a good pay-per-view. I'm just gonna put it out there right now. Besides the decisions, besides the results, it was not the best put around pay-per-view. Just so many problems with it. And I know I'm gonna crap on, what they did to LA Knight in this damn fucking pay-per-view. But I gotta say something first before we get into this. LA Knight botched, but it was not his fault. And I know people are using that against him already. But Finn Balor botched in the exact same turnbuckle. So the turnbuckle was clearly, I don't know what happened with the ring there in that particular turnbuckle, but it was Finn Balor botched in the exact same spot when he was going on the turnbuckle, same one that LA Knight was going on. So you want to fucking crap on LA Knight because he made one goddamn botch, which, again, really wasn't his fault. You're an asshole. Just going to say that right now. So then, I'm just going to put that on the brakes right now to all you idiots out there that are fucking blaming LA Knight for a damn freaking botch spot. Which Finn Balor botched in the exact same turnbuckle because he slipped just like LA Knight did. Sure, Triple H is probably going to use it against him, even though Finn got the same fucking shit. But, fucking bullshit at this point. All right, let's get to the fucking matches because I can't with this fucking pay-per-view right now. Okay. The first was the Women's Chamber match. Predictability at its finest. You had Rhea Ripley lose the tag titles on SmackDown last night or on Friday, and then the next night you have Rhea Ripley win. Just fucking stupid. I can't take this anymore, man. It's like, what is it with WWE in not wanting to put the championship on Alexa Bliss anymore? Like, she was the first fucking woman eliminated in that chamber match, and it is a fucking disgrace. It is a freaking disgrace. Alexa Bliss has not been the women's champion since 2018 when she had to put over fucking Ronda Rousey. Okay? Why in the flying fuck is Alexa Bliss not getting pushed anymore? She's better than these women in that fucking chamber match. I'm sick and fucking tired of it. Okay? Her being under fucking utilized in these fucking matches. From the Rumble bullshit with freaking Charlotte to, a couple of years ago where she got eliminated instantly, that really pissed me off. Okay. What the fuck are we doing here? You know what I mean there? Like, what are we doing? Rhea Ripley again? Like, come on. I knew it was either going to be her or Tiffany. which that would have been another dumb match. We would have just rematched Tiffany and Jade again. But, like, come on. Like, can we get serious right now with this? Like, for real, right now. Why are we doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over again? Okay? Why are we doing the same shit? Okay? I just can't. I can't anymore with this. I can't with the stupidity anymore. Okay? Rhea Ripley has been in it enough at this point, and she doesn't need to be in the title match right now. Okay? She doesn't. Okay? She's been in it already a couple of times now. You don't need to put her back in just because it's WrestleMania now. You can put someone else in there. Alexa Bliss is a proven commodity, but yet you refuse to put the title on her. Just fucking ridiculous. We had AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. The thing that really bugged me about this whole feud was the fact that they were hyping up Chicago as AJ Lee's hometown, which it isn't. She lives there now because, she's married to CM Punk, but her real hometown is New Jersey, and they announced that with the announcers. Like, the announcer announced her from New Jersey. And, like, we've been hyping her up as, like, her hometown is Chicago, But yet, in Chicago, they announced that she's from New Jersey. And, like, the crowd just you could kind of hear, like, they could have just said, now currently residing from Chicago, or something like that. You know what I mean? They just some of the things that they did at this pay-per-view were just weird. And yes, I know she's currently from Chicago and her hometown was originally New Jersey. But again, the way they hyped the storyline was that her hometown was Chicago. Okay? They were hyping that up. And then they announce her from New Jersey. They could have said that she's currently residing from Chicago instead. Like, just these little things, man, these little things, just really annoy me. In terms of the match, quality, probably one of the best matches, but just some of the biggest bullshit you can possibly conjure up was done in this match, which was not necessary. So first of all, we see the referee spot, which I hated the referee spot. The referee spot was so stupid. So first of all, they had the exposed turnbuckle, right? And the referee, like, goes headfirst into it, right? Her stomach is literally hit into the into the exposed turnbuckle, and somehow she doesn't get taken out from this. Like, that doesn't take her out. The kick from Becky is what takes her out, but the kick, or the fucking running into the exposed turnbuckle, that doesn't take her out. Okay. That makes no fucking sense. Referees have taken that spot before, and they have been injured from that. But somehow the woman referee doesn't get injured from that. Makes sense, WWE, not really. During all of this, Becky taps out to the submission hold, to AJ Lee's finisher, Black Widow. But then she taps out. But then the referee's knocked out. So you're thinking, okay, Becky Lynch is probably going to do some cheating, winning thing over here. and we're going to prolong this till WrestleMania. That's what I was thinking that they were doing. But instead, we decide, oh, she's going to kick out of the cheating tactics and the manhandle slam. And then we're going to have AJ Lee basically do the same thing that she did while the referee was knocked out and have her tap out to the submission hold. The logic makes no sense. I mean, why did they go through all that bullshit just to basically do it again once the referee recovers? That doesn't make any sense. You know, if you're going to do that, the psychology is that you're going to have Becky cheat to win and you're going to prolong this feud for WrestleMania. But they don't do that. They just have AJ Lee win this time for real. Again, stupid, just dumb. The psychology just doesn't make sense here. It was cool AJ Lee winning, getting the women's intercontinental title, but I just didn't like the finish. I didn't like the psychology they went with here. It doesn't make sense. Like, what was the benefit of her tapping out when the referee's knocked out, only for her to tap out again later on when the referee's present this time to give her the win? You know what I mean there? Like, it doesn't do anything because now, how are they going to prolong the feud? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? The fuck does this do? You know? Hated the finish. Hated all the ref bumps. The ref fucking not getting taken out from the exposed turnbuckle. Doesn't make sense. Yeah. CM Punk versus Finn Balor. Okay match. It was what it was. CM Punk came when he was in Gorilla. They had him do the Chicago Bulls Michael Jordan entrance as a fan of Michael Jordan. It was kind of cool seeing that. I like the Chicago Bulls back in the day, actually, when I used to watch all the sports. So that was kind of cool there. Then once he gets out of Gorilla, we see the typical Cult of Personality theme song. So with Punk and Finn Balor, this match was definitely not as probably good as their match on Raw. It had its moments. There again, the botch by Finn Balor, which again wasn't his fault. Same with LA Knight. Later on, and for whatever reason, that turnbuckle was loose or there was something going on with the ropes. Because again, it was in the exact same turnbuckle, same pretty much area that LA Knight slipped on, that Finn Balor slipped on. Finn Balor was kind of pissed when that was going on. So something definitely was wrong there. Yeah. So they did a coup de grace. Punk kicked out of it. Then Punk did a GTS, but Finn Balor went out of the ring. So then Finn started to capitalize on that. They did a really cool spot where it looked like Finn was going to go for another coup de grace, but Punk countered it into a sharpshooter, which was probably the best spot of the night for a counter. That was really interesting in itself. Gets out of that. Punk ultimately does some, punches and stuff like that, and then just gets him randomly into the GTS and wins the match 1-2-3. And that's how the match ends. Again, it's your toss-up on whether you think this is better than the AJ Lee match. I think quality-wise, it's slightly better, but at the same, I think quality wise it's better, but I don't know, the finishes of all these matches were just so god awful. Like I'm talking about every match. Every match the endings just didn't feel right. Um they were just kind of weird endings that they did for all the matches on the card. So it is what it is. It's a toss up between AJ's match and Punk's match. But both finishes were kind of random. I guess I'm going to give it to Punk because his finish wasn't totally that random, but I mean, it was just kind of weird. He just kind of like, did a couple punch, 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 and then boom, GTS out. Um, After the match, Finn Balor shakes Punk's hand after Punk celebrates. Officially going to WrestleMania, even though we knew it was a foregone conclusion. Um, then after he gets out of the ring, shakes Punk's hand, then we see AJ Lee come out with the Intercontinental title, and he's celebrating with his wife, which is an awesome moment, obviously. Then after that, we see the whole box thing, which, oh my God, this thing was so stupid. So one of the things that I thought was really stupid about this is they had both the Raw and SmackDown GM, opening the box, together. I was like, why? Why did they need to be in the segment? I know they were hyping it up originally, but why did they need to be in the segment? They were there for 2 seconds and then they were gone. It was just so stupid. So then there's a coffin in the box, and then when the coffin opens, then there's a bunch of women that look like Danhausen's face paint. Danhausen officially debuts with his music or whatever. Don't really care about it. I don't. I didn't think it was a good debut, and I just really hated the box concept. I guess it makes sense since Danhausen is supposed to be a joke character, but I don't care for it. I don't really care. Nothing against Danhausen personally, but I don't care. I did not care for this. I did not care for the box thing. I did not care for this. Chicago fans clearly didn't care. They weren't uninterested in it. I don't think they were necessarily booing. They just weren't interested. There wasn't really much of a crowd reaction to it. Most likely, since Danhausen's is a joke character, so he's most likely going to be teaming up with R-Truth. That's the only thing I think they're going to do, because I don't really know much you can do with him. So that's really the only thing I think they are going to do with him. Main event. Yeah, didn't care about this main event. They really should have just done Punk and Finn as the main, because I did not care about this match, especially after they eliminated LA Knight. There were some cool spots. They did the thing with LA Knight doing the Blood Force trauma on the chamber to Javon Evans, but what did that matter? It didn't literally matter anything because LA Knight didn't pin him there. You know what I mean there? So what was the point? He ends up getting up and fucking does like a splat, but then after that, not too long after that, he gets eliminated by Logan Paul. Then Logan Paul eliminates he eliminated Trick Williams. By the way, Logan Paul replaced Jey Uso, just to clarify, because Jey Uso got injured on SmackDown or was attacked. This was due to the fact that Bronson Reed was supposed to win the qualifying match, but tore his bicep and is out for like 6 to 9 months. So because of that, they had to do something on SmackDown where Jey Uso got beat up or whatever. Wonder who that ends up being. But that was why they did it, so Logan could be in the match. Basically replacing the spot for Bronson Reed. And so he won a thing against Jacob Fatu. So Logan Paul is, doing this, and then of course, unfortunately, the botch by LA Knight, which again wasn't his fault, even though he's getting crapped on for it. Like I mentioned already, Finn Balor botched on the same exact damn turnbuckle, on the exact same rope spot. But you'll never hear that, of course. So then, he did a blood force trauma on Trick. But of course, this leads to LA Knight getting low blowed, and then they do, then he basically cheats and pins him. Then, well, I guess it's not pinning. I guess not, since it's no disqualifications, right? Right. Even though there's supposed to be rope breaks in Elimination Chamber, yes, there are supposed to be rope breaks, but WWE conveniently makes you forget about that. Newsflash, WWE, I don't forget. You did it with Undertaker and Triple H in 2008. Go watch it. Triple H got a rope break in the chamber, which is why he beat The Undertaker, because fucking Undertaker had him in a tombstone. So, I don't fucking forget, WWE, with your inconsistent, stupid-ass rules. Okay? So yeah, that ends up happening. Pissed off at that. At that point, I didn't even care who won at that point. But I was thinking, once LA Knight got eliminated, I was like, well, Cody's gonna win, because, that's what they do. Once Trick Williams got eliminated by Logan, they did the, opening the, the chamber door or whatever. And WWE's getting way too predictable with this whole, opening the chamber thing, because we're seeing it now all the time where, people come in and eliminate people. I really wish they would just get rid of the chamber pay-per-view concept, and chamber just can become its own thing, like the Hell in a Cell again. Because I've never been a fan of the chamber being like the second chance for people to quote unquote main event WrestleMania or whatever. I always just am a firm believer in the Rumble. I wish they would just get rid of this whole thing, because I'd rather the chamber be for the title. I'd rather it to like the one like in the original, the Survivor Series, the first ever one. I really wish they would just go back to that, and we can have like No Way Out again instead of Elimination Chamber. I'm just so sick of it, man. You know what I mean? It's just so annoying now, because now it's just gotten so predictable, where now we see so many people just getting eliminated because we want to like have people just come through the door, and interfere. It's just losing its luster, just like the cage match lost its luster because of that. It's like, well, they're supposed to be locked in, but yet they never are, because people will just come out when someone gets eliminated, right? So when Trick Williams is like slowly walking to the back, or slowly, getting out, we see a masked man come out, but security and the GMs are like escorting him out. They take his mask off, and it's just a random guy again, like last night on SmackDown. So we're like, well, is this really the Masked Man? Like Wade Barrett said it on commentary at the beginning of the match. It's like, oh, well, is this really the real Masked Man? And obviously at that point we knew it wasn't, but, how do we know for sure it is, though, Wade? How could we know for sure that's the real Masked Man? But anyways, so Then, well, they're all distracted with the imposter mask man. We see the real mask man come out and get into the chamber. And, he does the curve stomp on Logan Paul. Cody Rhodes would capitalize, pinning him 1, 2, 3, eliminating him. So now it's between Randy and Cody. And then after that, the masked man unmasks himself, and it's Seth Rollins. Not really a shock. Some people are saying, well, was he always the masked man this entire time? When they started the second masked man storyline? Or was there someone else that was the masked man, filling in for him while he was injured? I don't know for sure. People kept saying, oh, it might be Grayson Waller, just being a placeholder or being the real guy. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe because Seth had a shoulder injury, not necessarily a leg injury, so he could still do the stomp, depending on if he was wearing like a brace or something. I don't know how the shoulder injury worked or how they could make that work. Since they started doing it, you would kind of have to look back to see if he really was the masked man this entire time and analyze it. But point being, it really doesn't matter if he was placeholder or not. Fact of the matter is, it is Seth Rollins. That's the guy who they had it as. Yeah. So after Seth leaves, then Drew McIntyre decides to come out with all the chaos going on. Because then obviously with Logan Paul getting eliminated, that allowed the door to open up again. So because of this, the champion, WWE champion, Drew McIntyre comes out. And this is where we see, Drew trying to do stuff and then going after Cody. And then, we see an RKO from Randy for Drew while he was fighting him off. So it takes him off. But then Cody decides to do a crossroads on Drew, and Orton was telling him to do it, so he does it. And then once Cody turns around, RKO out of nowhere by Randy Orton, 1, 2, 3, match over. Orton wins, and he is going for the WWE champion at WrestleMania. Surprise ending. This was probably actually, as I talk about the crappy endings and crappy finishes in most of these matches, this was probably one of the more clever finishes for Orton to do because, Orton was basically doing what Cody essentially did to Sami Zayn to qualify when Drew distracted, and then Cody capitalized on Sami when Cody tried to help out. It was kind of a similar finish there. After this match, though, Nick Aldis on the post show basically announced that on this week's Friday Night SmackDown that Cody Rhodes will be getting a WWE Championship match against Drew McIntyre. So it's not all lost for Cody, I guess. And I guess, because there's rumors that, again, there's supposed to be a multi-match now, apparently, which would be stupid. I hope it just ends up being, at this point, I really just hope it is Cody versus Randy at this point now. I think they're going to have Cody win because I really don't want a triple threat, and I don't want them to add Jacob Fatu in this. That would just be way too much. I think at this point, you need to do a one-on-one match. And if you really are desperate to put Cody in the match, just do Cody versus Orton at this point. Just do Cody and Orton at this point. I know a lot of people wanted to see this match, but honestly, at this point, just do it because it's really, are we going to really do a multi WWE Championship match at WrestleMania? Are we really going to be this stupid? Especially if you don't have LA. And then that's another thing, too. What is LA Knight doing? What the fuck is LA Knight doing? Because Logan Paul is going to most likely be feuding with Seth Rollins, right? Because all the Vision people are gone. Okay? So who is LA Knight facing? You know, are they really going to do LA Knight and Brock Lesnar? Are we really going to do that match? Like, yeah, not after that botch. Probably not. Yeah, because they'll probably use that against them, right? Are we really going to do that match? Are we really going to do that match? Like, you know, what, we're going to have him go up against Austin Theory? You're going to have him go up against Austin Theory, of all people, right? No, that'd be stupid. I mean, I think if Braun Breaker didn't get injured, I think the match would have been Braun Breaker versus Seth. But then he got the hernia. I think then it was going to be Bronson Reed versus Seth, but then Bronson Reed got injured. Because Bronson Reed was probably supposed to do the stuff that Seth did. Or I'm not Seth, the stuff that Logan did in the chamber. So the whole thing is screwed up. And I just hold out hope of who the hell they're gonna put freaking LA Knight against. This is just a mess. Overall, terrible night. Terrible pay-per-view, terrible finishes, terrible everything all around, other than Punk retaining, and we getting Punk versus Roman, and AJ Lee surprisingly winning, but still the match finishes weren't that great. That's all I got. Comment, rate, if you like to film my videos, please subscribe, hit the notification bell for this content. Thank you, and that's about it, guys. I am the Ultimate Goku Moderator. Peace. Also, make sure besides my YouTube channel to follow me on the Twitch, the Instagram, and do have a Discord link in the description where we discuss various topics, including this one here. Now I'm out. Peace.